Here we are. It's been a very exciting day. We have tiles that are dry fit here, and we did the water test earlier today, and in fact, I am told that we have special correspondent Jeff from 6 hours ago to tell us and show us how that went on. So Jeff, take it away. This is special correspondent Jeff from 6 hours ago, and I am coming to you live from 6 hours ago, showing you that this shower basin is indeed full of water. There are 10 gallons of water in here. The drains are plugged. You can't actually see that very well, but I can confirm that these drains are in fact plugged. And this thing is full of water. Truly incredible stuff going on here, but I have nothing else to say about this, so back to you, Jeff from 6 hours in the future. And here we are again, back 6 hours in the future, which is actually right now, but that's sort of like 6 hours in the future from 6 hours ago. So yeah, the water was in, and then the water came out. We saw no leaks. So, tiles started going in. The most dramatic thing that happened today was with the heat, because this is actually a new thermostat for the heated floor, because at a certain point, Dan realized that the faceplate wasn't actually showing anything. There were no digits or anything, and he couldn't get it to turn back on. So he did a whole bunch of electrical tests on the wiring. Everything seemed fine. So he just went back, bought a different faceplate, and put that one on there. And that one seems to be working fine. So we're going to hope that it was just a really weird thing that happened and it was just a bad unit. Hopefully nothing goes wrong there. The other dramatic thing was actually figuring out which tile pattern that we wanted for the floor. So for the walls, you can see we just have a stacked pattern. And my original assumption was that we would have the same pattern. So like if there's a full tile there, there's a full tile on the floor, and the lines match up. And that could have worked, except for the fact that despite these tiles, so this tile and say this tile, being 12-inch by 24-inch tiles, this tile is about an eighth of an inch shorter lengthwise. So if we tried to match it, it would look wrong, and it would be close enough that it would be very noticeably wrong because it wouldn't quite line up. So instead of that, we decided to do this offset pattern. And folks who are longtime viewers may remember that these tiles are actually not made flat. So there's a slight curve upward in here. This center is thicker than the edge pieces. So you don't want to do a full, like, have the route line cross the center, because there will be a noticeable difference between this thing's elevation and right here. So we can offset that a little bit by doing it in thirds. And that is what we are doing here. So that is starting from a center tile here and doing an offset third, and then back to center. I had originally thought when we started doing this that you might do like a third, and then a third. So you would have a line here and then a line over here. But it sort of looked like an awkward set of stairs, like it's sort of like ascending into the wall. It's just not right. So we decided to go like this, and that way when it ends up against the wall, it will be offset. Like the wall will be roughly in line with this tile right here. And since it's a distance away, I think it'll be close, but you won't notice that it's off. So that's the way it's going to be. And is there anything else going on? Oh, we had a lot of drama around the grout. Because I don't remember if I mentioned, but when we finished up the shower the first time, I gave the extra tiles and the extra grout to my brother in case he wanted to use that in a project at his place. And 10 years later, he still had it, so we needed it because if we break any of these, like, we need that stuff available. And so I went to get it, and he had 3 bags of grout. And we were like, great, assuming that, the grout that was used on these white tiles was in it. And we didn't actually look at it until today. And there are 3 bags. One of the bags is labeled sauna, so obviously that's the one for the sauna that was used. One of them is labeled fireplace, which is bright white, and so that's the one that was used for the fireplace. Then the third color is what is it? Shoot. It's Silverado. And when you hear the name Silverado, this is not evocative of Silverado to me, or Silverado's not evocative of what I'm looking at here. And so we're like, that can't be right. But we found the original invoice and we bought like 50 pounds of this stuff, which for doing like 2-inch squares on the floor and the walls, like that sounds kind of right. And then Dan stopped by the tile place to actually get the grout stick, and it matches pretty close. So yeah, it's Silverado, and so the walls are going to be new Silverado, and the floor is going to be this epoxy grout that is water impermeable, and the color for that is apple butter. And so yeah, we eventually did figure out what the wall color is supposed to be. We obviously had already picked out the floor grout, so I think it's all systems go here. We are making progress, and everything. The epoxy grout was supposed to be not here until I think next Monday, but it came in yesterday, so he picked it up and we're off to the races. Everything is happening so fast here and coming together, which is really awesome because ready for this one to wrap up. That would be pretty great.